personal explanation cannot be raised at any time. The only time personal explanation can be raised at any time is if we, by our own collective consent, come under Order 1B to regulate our procedure.
Can I rule on this first?
Personal explanation. Let's not establish a
excuse me. Can I rule on this first?
Let us not establish a very dangerous precedent.
You can come order.
Points of order and personal explanation can be raised at any point of the proceedings of the Senate. Don't make it a rule, because if you do so, then you will be denying a lot of us, almost the entire Senate, any opportunity to interject and intervene when things are going wrong. Therefore, you to say that, it has to come at a certain point under Order 38 is absolutely wrong. Look, we have been managing this Senate for some time, and at no time has this particular kind of thing come in to deny members an opportunity to raise points of order and also to expect personal opinions and personal matters not to be raised under Order 10 is to truncate the independence of senators and to not allow them to interject in the proceedings of the Senate to raise issues that are very fundamental and fundamental to them and their constituencies. Therefore, I think, with all the due respect, the position that is advocated by our distinguished Senate leader is not correct. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
By the fact that a senator wants to make a personal explanation, you must give that senator a chance to make that personal explanation. We are not under a dictatorship, Mr. President. That is why I'm using 1B to come.
Well,
it's at your discretion, Mr. President.
Yes.
Because if at your discretion you say we can't talk, then we don't talk.
Former minority leader.
Thank you, Mr.
Very
President.
experienced.
I'm glad that you recognize that I was a former minority leader.
Thank you very much.
I know the rules.
I was a former majority leader.
Yes, former majority leader, former minority leader.
Wow. It is well. So guys, from what just happened right now, you could see that this is ensuing from Abaribe, Senator Abaribe and the Senate, right? See, Senator Abaribe is trying to bring up a budget, like an appeal, like bring up a matter, a personal concern that the Senate House should take a look into it, take a look into the personal issue, personal concern he's coming up with. But you could see that the presiding Senate and the Senate leader, right, they were not trying to allow him, they were not trying to let him. And you even see the other man that stood up, the other senator that stood up and spoke earlier. You could see that, I don't know, see, it's just looking like the whole thing that was happening to Senator Natasha, that every other person kept mute. They don't want to put their 2 cents into it. They want to mind their business. Now it's happening to them as senators, even though they are men, right? I could remember I saw somewhere where it was stated that someone said something that now it's happening to Senator Natasha, right? And no one wants to speak up from the Senate. No one wants to speak up. That, okay, yes, is a particular senator that stood up and said that in that time, that if they are being unfair, if they are passing judgment to Senator Natasha unjustly without fair hearing, that and others are keeping mute, that it will come to their own turn. And this is what is happening right now. So the senators, some of the senators are now discovering that, see, this thing is becoming serious. So, like, the hand that got to Natasha is now getting to them. That's why you see that Senator Abaribe stood up and was trying to talk that they should listen to him, they should give him a fair hearing. At least let his matter be tabled, right? That them as senators, they are not living under dictatorship. That's why you see all of this going on. Anyways, let me not waste much of your time. Let's go back again and play the clip that happened earlier before we got to this, when Senator Abaribe was trying to tell the preceding senator and the Senate leader that they are not living in a dictatorship government. Guys, listen and I'll be right back.
The second business of the day is the presentation of a bill standing in the name of most distinguished Senator Abaribe. Enyenaya Hako on the Cryptocurrency Regulation Bill 2025 SB 751. Mr. President, you may wish to invite the Clerk of the Senate to read the short title of the bill.
The clerk of
President, distinguished senators, Cryptocurrency Regulation Bill 2025 SB 751, first reading.
Come under Order 42. You may read. By the indulgence of the Senate and the leave of the President of the Senate. Yes, Mr. President, can I go on with the personal explanation?
Consult the Senate leader. Distinguished colleagues, I'm rising under Order 38 of our rules and 10 Order of the Day. Mr. President, the reason I'm doing this is for me to be able to emphasize that we had gone past sub 1 up to 9 of our Order of the Day. And as a matter of fact, by now we're supposed to be on the second business of the day. So time for matters of urgent public importance as well as time for personal explanation had already passed. Explanation cannot be raised at any time. The only time personal explanation can be raised at any time is if we, by our own collective consent, come under Order 1B to regulate our procedure. But to the extent that our procedure is regulated by this rule book, Order 9, sub 9, comes before 10. We are on 10. You are the one that will rule on this. Let's not establish a very...
Excuse me, can I rule on this first?
Let us not establish a very...
So guys, you people have seen everything from the beginning, what led to this brouhaha in the House of Senate earlier today. Alright, so let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section. Are we living in a dictatorship government or are we living in a democratic government? Let me know in the comment section. I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye for now.